All right, it will not take vaccines in this country. They're trying to kill us. Mass population kill us. Use COVID-19 as cover.
Count one person, we're going to multiply that, or we're going to add 15 to that. Every time we get one case,
and that's why
15.
people all over the country, because the NIH still runs it, even though Trump tried to shut them off. If one person gets it, they count 15 more. That's why you've never even been to the doctor. You get a letter. You have COVID-19.
Exactly.
Because somebody near you had it.
Some people were getting positive and negatives in the same they were getting them sent. You got it? Oh, no, you don't have it.
And they never went and took it.
No.
Because a computer says somebody you were around had it who was also a fake positive.
Right. And we're tracking
So what this is just, the globalists just said, hey, take the gloves off. People are awake to us. Just use medical system. It's trusted. Hammer them with disinfo.
And just ban people. Ban people when they speak up. You notice they're getting a lot quicker at banning people. It barely took them 24 hours to pull that nurse press conference, which is like a 10-minute video off.
Yeah, notice it was a big deal when they banned me. And now it's just like, no doctors.
Do it.
If the UN doesn't approve it, you can't talk.
Exactly.
I mean, we're under UN control, folks.
And
Sundar Pichai said, if it's not UN approved, it doesn't go on the internet.
I tell you, it is bad news. We're in a war in every way you can imagine, and even worse. I used to think that Christ should be here in about 12 to 13 years. I think it's going to be sooner. I think it may be as soon as 5 to 7 years. Forget the signs of the times. Forget everything being done according to biblical scriptures. Forget that. Forget that. With what's going on with COVID-19, what's going on in the Middle East, he could be here in 3.5 to 7 years.
I just found they did a 6-hour summit. I found part 1. You can't find part 2 anywhere. But I'm going to go put that up today. That's going to be 3 hours of these doctors and having long discussions with each other. Even Dr. Erickson, one of the first doctors to get banned off YouTube, is in with this group. So these are
and
people
let's expand.
all over the country.
We should create a segment that's at banned.video called Banned Medical Videos.
Well, we have one called Banned by Globalists. I think it's called Censored by Globalists is the channel that we created. And it's got most of this medical information.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's why people are asking, how are you taking being banned? I'm like, they're coming for you next. What do you think how I'm taking this?
I mean, now they're banning doctors.
It's like in World War II, like German bombers are bombing Britain. They bomb my business. And you go, we're so sorry for you. Like, they're coming back tomorrow to bomb you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't even know what these people are thinking here. It's like we're under globalist attack where doctors can't even tell you what's happening with their patient.
They're not thinking. They're reacting. And it's so much information's coming at them. All they do is react, and they don't have time to really sit and think. And they keep doing it, and they keep piling it on. So that's how it's happening. It's no thinking. It's all real.
Well, the report's on InfoWars.com. Only way the dog hunts is you share the link. Save a lot of lives, folks. Won Emmys for it.
I mean, I've been saying all along the agenda is to force vaccinate every adult, every person in America.
And now they admit it.
And now they're admitting, right? They're telling you, we will not let your lives go back to normal until there is a vaccine. We are going to destroy this, this economy, and however long it takes, we will not let your kids go back to school. We will not let you have the life you had before until our vaccine agenda is fulfilled. And
then it's an RNA, DNA vaccine that goes in and reprograms yourself?
I mean, it's terrifying, really. I mean, it's hard to wrap your head around what's happening. The Moderna trial...
No, I agree. Even Alex Jones can't do it.
I know.
I mean, I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, this isn't even real.
This is even real. It's a failed concept. For decades, they've been working on mRNA vaccines. But everyone in the Moderna trial got sick, okay? Everyone had an adverse reaction. The high dose had severe adverse reactions. But what's happening in their bodies, Alex? This isn't a piece of a virus how we usually make a vaccine. We didn't just put a little piece or a dead virus inside you where your body's kind of like, what is that? And it reacts, and maybe you have a fever. They'll say, like, they excuse that you're kind of getting a little light version
They're
of the
giving you the disease. Yeah.
They're basically giving you data. There's basically this data code.
Now they're going in and rewriting the book.
Right. They're rewriting your book. Why are you getting sick? What about rewriting your book does make you sick? They don't know. That's what's crazy. There's
giant lab experiment.
It is a giant lab experiment that's failing, and they say, well, there's not long-term events. How do you know?
Well, Dale, we always feel guilty about rats and guinea pigs being tested on. You don't look like a guinea pig to me. I don't either. This is crazy.
It is crazy. These are real human beings. And look, I hope they're being paid well. I hope they were told right up front that animals died when we did this in animal trials, so you are risking your life.
Let's talk about that. When we come back, we should probably pull up the CBS clip where they go, 80% are having bad reactions. 20% are going to the hospital. And it's like, but it's not a problem. This is all safe and effective. Del Bigtree's our guest. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, and tell folks to tune.
All right. 80% of reactions and 20% are going to the hospital. You tell me that's not a serious medical problem. What a bunch of crap. Let's move on.
Keep feeding them energy right now. Go ahead. You know, that's why I love it. You're fighting me. You're going to take me on. Let's do this.
No, I agree. That's why I prod them and attack them.
That's right. That's right. Make them swing even wilder. You know, it's like that. You know, you want a bully, just make them swing wildly.
The genetics are saying, good job, Del Bigtree.
That's right.
Your very ancestors are like, yes.
Yes, I feel it. You can feel it coming through us, right? And I think many of us alive right now, I think there's a reason we're here right now. I think that DNA is flowing through us. We are being called upon. Stop hiding from it. That's why you're in fear.
Give in to your ancestors.
That's it. Give in to your, you know, your inevitability. You have a purpose on this planet. And if you lock in with that, man, you're wired. There's nothing that can shut you down.
Isn't it like your whole life? It's women, money, power. None of it does it. When you click into the genetic force of the future, it's like, whoa. It's like, I want everybody to have this feeling.
You're explaining it as well as I've been trying to get it across to people. There's also something else that happened. You know, it was stepping into Vaxxed. I knew I was destroying everything I'd built.
All your contacts, all
everything
your
was going to go away. Everything was going to go away.
And it was that plunge.
But it was the easiest decision I've ever made. I've never been so clear that you are about to step on the road that you've been looking for your whole life. And the moment I did, some of that like foresight, like which is a lot of fear, like where's this going? How's it going to build out? What's going to go?
It's spread out.
It's like I'm in the instant moment, and it's like somebody else is moving my feet. Somebody else is speaking the words. I'm just here as a vessel, and I have to tell you, at that moment, you're fearless. There's nothing that can stop you. Every day is a celebration of life, and I don't care how long I'm on this planet. I just want to know that I get to experience it the way I'm experiencing it now, as long as God willing.
And so let's talk about the info the enemy doesn't want to be known about, what's really in these vaccines, the dangerous trials. To tell people what the enemy doesn't want to hear.
Well, I mean, so here's the deal. These vaccines are extremely, extremely dangerous. Only, 0.26% of people should even be considering this vaccine. They're the only ones that are risking death. What you have to recognize is 99.74% of us are not dying from this. And most of us have got to take a test just to find out we have it because we have no symptoms. And I want you to watch this. They're slowly backing away from what I've been calling the vaccine unicorn. We're going to find the unicorn. This is now a chihuahua with a ice cream cone glued to its head because the FDA is saying we will accept a 50% success rate now with a vaccine that we bring forward, which is absolutely useless. Here's what I want you to know. Your own immune system is beating any vaccine or drug that we have ever seen. We have never seen any drug on this planet with a 99.74% success rate. The human body, the God-given body you have, or the evolutional machine that's been designed perfectly, however you want to look at it, has a 99.74% success rate against this virus. And for those of you that in the 0.26%, I would highly recommend looking at a hydroxychloroquine if you're in that group that just for some reason your antibodies aren't working right. And one thing we now know is that 60 to 80% of the people in this world were already immune. You cannot get it. Odds are you can't get COVID-19.
Because you already had coronavirus.
Because you already had a coronavirus last year, 5 years ago.
And all you need is the regular nutrients.
That's it. You need your vitamins. You need good.
There you are. Let's go past this. COVID-19 sparks rising interest in home births, but not all can afford it.
Aliens watching a woman give birth, like, we've never seen anything like this. That's how bad it is. Nobody's naturally giving birth anymore.
There'll be a moment where they say, oh, it's a conspiracy that women ever breastfed. Because they try to keep the kid away for a day.
That's it.
The milk doesn't come in.
That's it.
It's all scientific.
And then remember we had that whole trip.
Because the brain ends up being bigger if you get the milk your mother had for you. Well, which isn't just protein and fat. It's literally all of her immunity and all of her
enzymes that do not exist on this planet anywhere else.
That totally trigger the brain.
And that change depending on where the kid is at. When a kid is sick, do you know that the mother's milk changes to absolutely to deal with that illness. There's nothing like it on the planet.
And they can't deal with that science. That's God.
No, and and by again, it's and you are making
and you wonder, I'm not being
feel
mean to
bad
kids that weren't
can't
breastfed, but it's known the brain's a third smaller on average. It doesn't have the connections, and that's why they're zombified. They literally didn't get. What do you think women got these for? Why we love them? That's like the future of humanity's in those breasts.
Right. Well, and this is the problem. I get it. Some mothers can't breastfeed.
Yeah, they can't. We're not judging them.
And I'm not judging you.
But trying to keep kids away from that.
And that's where science is great, right? Science is.
Wow, it's went all out. They're swinging.
Then you don't deserve the kingdom of heaven, man. What are you doing here? You've been given every opportunity in the world to live in truth. You can't let other people take that away from you. And on my show, I stood in the articles against me with their bullet points of what Del Bigtree has said. I said, yep, I did say that. I did say that. You're misrepresenting this. I said that. I said that. And I'm not afraid of anything. I stand and I will present evidence. I will debate anyone in the medical establishment. I will sit across from Bill Gates on CBS Live, and I will go toe-to-toe with that guy. I know you would do it too. I have known people like, how can you be so bold? Because it's the truth. He's got to make up lies. He's got to remember what lie goes to what lie. Tony Fauci, I mean, look at this guy, right? He's got to tell us masks work, but now all of a sudden I got to wear goggles. He just admitted, by the way, I'm being attacked for, I've said I think masks are a joke. I don't think they protect you. And now he just admitted it by saying you need goggles. If masks work, why do I need goggles? It's the whole point. You can't touch your mask all the time. You can't stick it in the ashtray of your car and then put it back on and walk in the restaurant, take it off, lay it on the table that you didn't wash it, put it back on, stick it on the counter while you're washing your hands, put it back on. You're wearing a dirty diaper around your face.
Plus, not getting those viruses makes you weaker.
Absolutely. And then now goggles. Here's the point, folks. I want to just make this perfectly clear. If you are afraid of a 0.26 death rate of COVID-19, that's your right. But don't believe that mask is doing anything for you.
Flu and the cold and it's over.
He's right. You do need goggles. You need a mask. But you know what you need? You need a hazmat suit. Let's be honest. No one that works with virus would ever, trust a mask and some goggles.
Look at these cult leaders.
Look at this moron. They can inspire you. They can't. That's what they've decided. We have got to muzzle you because you're making more sense to everybody in the world than we are. We can't seem to language why you would want to poison 97% of the planet.
Everything we do successful, everyone wants it because it's human.
That's right.
So who are these people?
That's right. They don't know what to do with us. So all we can do is try and shut them down. And yet I shut them down. They appear over here and they're over here. And now there are more platforms. That's what you've done. You've led the way, man. I want to thank you for showing people like me the way that we never have to be worried about.
Doing it. They help us.
That's true. It's all about the listeners, and it's all about those people out there that spread the word. Said, have you checked this website out? You checking this guy? See what they're saying? So people can go to thehighwire.com, sign up.
There you are. You got to support your different money. We are in the last days, the last battles. They're over our brains, they're over our bodies, over our money, they're over our medical, they're over our politics, they're over our personal life, they're over our faith. They're over our education. They're over all of our freedoms. They want to totally control us, make money off us, and treat us as lab rats under their total whim and control. I seriously believe that Christ is going to come here quicker than 12 to 13 years. I didn't think it was that way before, but I do now. I believe that he's going to come here sooner than 12 to 13 years. I think this is accelerating at such a rate that Christ will probably be here in 3.5 to 7 years. 3.5 to 7 years. Think about that. Think about that. But we need another president like Trump to give us 8 more years after Trump's done, because it's going to be one hell of a war. Hold on to your hats, hold on to your balls, hold on to your family and your faith and your beliefs and your freedoms, because they're going to try to take everything away from you. Everything away from you. That's why I want to believe Montana. Good day.